always like people who've paid for seminars.
Yeah.
And he just stands there and he's like, if you make less than 100k a month, you've got to look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, why am I failing as a man? And he's there just like tiny, like ab t-shirt.
Andrew Tate's got such a small dick as well. Like every time he said fucking, his little skimpy jorts. Like, that's why you're angry, man. That's why you hate women.
That's what laughed at it. That's what it all comes down to, man. Have you seen that South Park episode about like that's like the thing that they find out that all of the like male violent acts and stuff start going up in South Park, and they find out it's because they've adjusted the national average of the penis up. So like more guys are under average than were before. They're angry. It's fucking great.
I think that's why racists are racist. They're like, get the black people out of my country. Why is it because you think they're lazy? Sure.
Yeah.
Just I need the national average to go down.
They're so fast and they have such big dicks. Imagine how fast they'd be if they had little dicks. Is that the start of the podcast?
Maybe. Is it on?
It wasn't on for the full start.
Oh, no.
That's fine. The lack of context, I think, would make that funnier. If we didn't mention who we were talking about. There's no guesswork.
Also, it's like that thing, I can't remember, there's a term for it, but it's like in sitcoms, when the scene opens up with somebody saying something that's the end of the conversation that's very funny. It could be like one of those.
Yeah. if a bit on the podcast doesn't go anywhere later, we'll just put on that ending.
Yeah. No. But by the way, that is also definite. Me and Kai talk about like new hack and all the like new hack bits. It's not even new. I'd say this type of hack is 15 years old, and I think I also probably did it at one point 15 years ago. But any comedian, the joke is, so I was walking through the train station the other day and two people just walked past me and one of them said, and then something completely random. And then they just extrapolate from there.
Because exaggerating and making shit up is the cornerstone of comedy. But there's something so shit about when your initial reaction to a bit is, yeah, that didn't happen though, did it?
Yeah.
Like you can sit there and happily know, I know that this story's embellished, but I know there's a kernel of truth in it. It's funny. They're telling it well. I don't care. But the second you get that feeling where something, no one came up and said that to you. It's the same with fucking Facebook mums.
Yes.
My 2-year-old came up to me today and they were said, why is there so much anger in the world, mummy? No, I fucking didn't.
Because everyone's got a fucking 2-year-old.
What's racism, mummy? Do you know how difficult it was to explain that to him?
You're going to find out, honey. You are.
This is Angelina Jolie in this conversation.
What's racism? Baby, you've heard plenty of it. You just don't know what's been going on. We had not a scary moment, but like a fucking, like almost didn't know where we had the parent moment today. We took our son to swimming lessons with all of his mates at like a hotel pool. And like
it's a real rich guy move to have a pool and to take your son to a different pool.
Yeah. But like, it's normal, son. Yeah, sure, it's a hotel and it's like 1,000 people, but whatever. We go to the swimming class since he was like 6 months old. We know all the mums and the kids there. It's great. So they're all learning. They're all right. You know, none of them can fucking swim, but they're getting there. And this black couple came in. And like clearly the woman had never swam before, not saying anything. Yeah. Not saying anything. And her partner was very gently, really beautifully like getting her to swim, holding her up, helping her, which I felt so bad for her because I wonder if that was like embarrassing, like there's kids doing the same sort of thing, but she fucking ploughed on and went through it. But when like two black people walked in the room in the middle of Scotland, all 5 kids went, we're like, no, man, it's not. Yeah,
you racism is learned, but that look is in there.
That's true. I remember Milo McCabe's was really worried that his like daughter, my goddaughter, was racist for like a year because she was really smiling with everyone, and then whenever Jamali Maddox came in, she'd be like, ah. And I'm like, it's not racism, but Jamali's like, he's got this big fucking beard.
Big guy, yeah. He's a big guy. Let's go with that. I think it's funny. You could always tell what sports were invented by white people because we had to make it more complicated to compete with black people.
Yeah,
like
golf.
Golf. And then fucking sure enough comes along the best guy ever who's black. But we knew his only weakness, Tiger Woods, which was white women. Like as soon as he won like his 14th Master, we were like, send in the Sandras. Let's fix this. But no, like because you can tell like that it has to get more complicated for white people to be able to compete in it. Mm-hmm. So like I like triathlon. I've never even looked this up. I know that that's a white thing. Yeah, because it's just sprinting with more white stuff added on.
Yeah. We can't beat them in running.
That's just a guy.
Let's add in swimming. We'll fucking beat
That's
them.
just a guy who was so sick of losing at sprinting. They went, "What if the end of this, Jamal? We swam." And then you have to find a bike. If black guys really started doing triathlons, they would be so dominant. They wouldn't even need the gear. Could you? A black guy could win the Tour de France on a Boris bike. I'm sure of it. Yeah. Like just like he found it.
Yeah. Oh, and he'd also be tested for drugs well before anyone else. Yeah. He could be the fucking cleanest one. Yeah. And he would be. They were like, we test every week. Every week now. Like, you're not testing the other place. We test them every month. Did you do it for Lance Armstrong? Of course we did.
Yeah. He says with his Live Strong band on.
I know.
Aye, man.
I do love those big falls from grace. Mm-hmm. Like, and I fully accept that, like, if I ever have one in my career, people are allowed to laugh. The Tiger Woods one, I didn't find it as enjoyable. I found it enjoyable at the time because I was a kid, but I watched his documentary recently. And, like, his dad was a fucking beast, man.
Right. Well, like, it seems like that's what it takes.
Yeah,
like,
of course
it does seem like that's what it takes. Like
you have to, if you want your kid to become the best at something, you have to unload on them.
I mean, like, when I came in here, you were so nice to your son, and I was like, mediocrity. I noticed a few of those basketballs on the little thing hadn't gone in the hoop, but nah, man. Like I get angry. I honestly get angry sometimes because my dad was so nice to me growing up. Where I'm like, oh, come on, man. More drinking, raise a hand to mum every now and then. Give me a fucking story to tell up here.
Yeah. My parents tried their best. Like, they killed my sister, and that was some trauma. And I was good. And then I got a show out of that, and I'm like, come on, guys.
Yeah. Annoyingly, all of my siblings are alive.
Yeah, fuck it.
Fucking, no one wants to hear.
That's why you don't have a pool,
That's why I drive the same car as your cleaner. That was an ego check. I filled in that Jamie thought, Sloss is keeping it surprisingly real. Anyway, that's my cleaner's car. I went, oh, fuck. I think it might even be a newer reg. I don't even have Sloss's cleaner money. You can choose whether you'd want to let people know you have a cleaner or not. I would.
Oh no, we've spoken about it on the podcast.
I hate when people are like, "Oh, we don't want people to know." Absolutely. Why? What's the point in having money if you're not going to have the fucking perks of it? Yeah. Like people that win the lottery and go, "I'd still go to work on Monday." Well, then you're a fucking arsehole. Yeah. Aye. Give the money to someone who will enjoy it. Like that Ned. Remember that Ned, the Glaswegian guy, maybe 20 years ago that won like 13 million, and he lost all of it. He just bought jewellery and built a dirt bike track at the back of his council house. Yeah. That's what I want from a fucking lottery winner.
Yeah. 4 years later, back on the dole.
But what a laugh.
Like, you have fucked up your life. He's like, but you should see the photos. I can't be able to reminisce for the rest of my life.
Like, I used to work with a guy in a guitar shop who was in a 90s like Britpop band that kind of almost made it. He's got they were the musical guest on like Jonathan Ross and that. They were close, but just for the way it is for so many bands, they never got picked. And I often said to him, I was like, do you like regret any of the moves that you made that led to you breaking up and like it not happening? And genuinely went, nah. He was like, I had a blast. He went, I was this close to shagging Patsy Kensit. And that's his like little thing of like, He didn't even shag her. It's just like I was that close, and that's all I need. I'm happy. Like I can live the rest of my life.
She was up for it. I missed the taxi, sent her to the wrong hotel.
Yeah, that was it. Sometimes that's what you need.
Whatever happened to, just speaking of that, like Scottish legend, the lord who went it, whatever happened to Smeaton?
I vaguely remember that maybe he ended up having a fall from grace because it came out that his version of events wasn't really what happened. He maybe wasn't the first guy to get there on the scene.
Yeah. So for those who don't know who Johnny Smeaton is, when there was the Glasgow terrorist attack, in which nobody died, not even the terrorists.
Attempted suicide bombing.
Tried to drive a car filled with explosives into Glasgow airport. The car caught fire but didn't explode. And the story goes, the guy got out of the car to, like, I don't know, stop, drop and roll. And then Johnny Smeaton just chinned him.
Started beating the shit out of him.
which was such, we had such Scottish pride for that.
Oh my God.
Just, I'm pretty sure there were bars in Dundee that like had shots called a flaming terrorist. And the whole thing was, it was like downing a flaming terrorist. You go in there, you do the fucking Smeaton. Because what a class way to deal with terrorists. Just like, you're getting your cunt. No fucking overseas wars. We're not gonna bomb the schools of the area where you're getting fucking leathered.
Not to, like, because people go, Billy Connolly, because Billy Connolly spoke about it in one of his shows. But like, there is a bit, he talks about the interview in it, but it is, if you haven't seen it in years, stick it right after, as soon as it was safe for cameras to be on the scene, they interview him, and it's honestly sensational because he makes no effort to un-Scottish his replies. And and the woman's like, so, take us through the course of events. And he's like, a guy go out the car and I just fucking set right about him.
The Wikipedia article says it was reported that Smeaton shouted, "Fucking mon then." And then kicked Kafil Ahmed in the groin, who then suffered burns over 90% of his body and died later in hospital.
He did die because his balls were That's so funny, man.
Imagine having burns on 90% of your body and the last 10% gets booted up into the fire.
I know they say like burning alive is one of the worst pains in the world, but I imagine when he was fully on fire, he did just go, "Oh, that knacks. Oh no, that sucks. That does." Fucking enjoy 72 versions with that, you fucking
Fucking hell.
I've got the interview here.
So fucking moan then. What a battle cry.
I'll stick on the interview, Matthew. You can superimpose it.
John Smeaton, I know you were taking a break from work. You were very close by, just a few metres?
Oh, about 20 yards at the most, 20 yards away from it. As I say, seen a Jeep came round the corner, heard a commotion, came round the corner, seen a Jeep crashed into the front of the terminal building. It was on flames. Seen a man get out the passenger side of the vehicle.
Tried so hard, man.
As a policeman was coming to assist.
That's all
man. The kind of man that you'd maybe buy your fags off
the type that works in a corner shop.
The man there attacked the policeman. I thought, that's not right. And I ran over.
He attacked the policeman, that's not right. As if this cunt has never tried to batter a policeman.
That's not right.
Other members of the public did the same. One of them injuring themselves as he was actually hit by the attacker. Me and a female member of security, I think Mary, her name was, Mary or Amy, and me and her pulled the gentleman further away from the burning vehicle.
Fighting for his life through these sentences, by the way.
We were doing that.
Putting on his BBC
The man who was covered in head to toe, covered in flames, got up, and he also tried to attack the police. So, quite an unbelievable thing to actually see happening.
What was going through your mind at the time?
Through my mind was going to help the policeman,
What was going through your mind? Fucking finally, an excuse. I thought I was going to have to wait till 1 a.m. on Saturday morning to get to do this. That's
fucking hell.
Because there was like a huge fucking Sun campaign to like make sure that he never paid for a drink ever again.
yeah.
It was like buy a pint for Smeaton.
It's crazy. Yeah, because I remember they had the tea in Smeaton was the tenant's tea in the newspaper and stuff. Yeah, I remember that. But
See what you like though?
that's a great. By the way,
Scotland's not been attacked since.
that'd be a phenomenal script, like a Die Hard type thing where he's stuck in the airport, but it's just a wee guy from Glasgow. Just got like all he's got is like a Stanley knife.
I'm actually surprised, considering like BBC Scotland will not make anything unless you put in 17 Buckfast references.
Mate, this is it. We need to make the John Smeaton story. Smeaton, played by Grado.
Yes, aye.
Is it James Cosmo can be his dad or something? He's the Scottish dad and everything. Gregor Fisher.
And we'll get who's the we'll get Sanjeev Kohli.
Don't even say what part he's going to play. Let them fill in the blanks. Leave it there. He could work in the airport canteen.
Karen Gillan could be Mary.
Yeah, Mary. Female. Nah, let's be honest. Female security is not going to be a Karen Gillan.
No,
maybe a Susan Calman.
Aye. Oh no, I'll tell you fucking who. Susie McCabe. That's the casting. BBC Scotland. If you're listening, which I tell you are, because you've got a thumb in your mouth and a thumb up your arse. We would love to write the 6-part series, The Legend of Smeaton.
Yeah.
It's a drama, kind of.
Aye. Or if we could sex it up a bit, get Martin Compston to play him.
Oh, that would be good casting.
He'd be good. And because you could do his origin story, like proper like DC it up, like maybe maybe he lost his dad.
Yeah.
In a car accident.
Yeah.
Which caught fire.
Yeah.
Like give him like an edge.
He's getting like a PTSD moment. Flashbacks to when he was a kid and he used to hold the kid down to
He remembers trying to pull his dad from the burning car, but he couldn't do it. And he decides he's never going to let that happen again.
Wait, hold on, you're a bad man.
Yeah. And also he's blind.
Yeah. Because I'll tell you this, on United 93, right, those brave people that got up, right, to storm that cockpit, right, to crash that plane, to stop any further acts of terrorists, none of them planned to punt that guy in the boss. They were all going in with chokeholds.
Yeah, that's the problem is, like, I think the 9/11 problem was that it was Americans on the plane. And like, everyone do as he says. This guy's serious. You just needed a Scottish guy to go, is this cunt for real?
Fuck you. I'm about to know on my way to holiday. Hijack it on the way home.
Listen, fair play to you, Ahmed, but I'm bursting on a shite here. So either you put us into the Twin Towers or I'm getting up right now.
It feels like if there was a bunch of English people, right, they'd see the terrorists storm the cockpit, go in, take it over, and they'd be like, let's do it, let's go fucking storm. And all the terrorists would have to do is turn on the fasten seatbelt signs. And all the English would go, fucker.
Yeah. Just because he's standing up doesn't mean we should join in. All right? Two wrongs don't make a right. Man. That's the 6-part BBC Scotland drama. Smeaton. Unbelievable. Or we could go do a Disney remake and do all black cast. All black female cast Smeaton.
White terrorist. Drives perfectly into Glasgow
White
Airport.
non-denominational terrorist. He just jumps out of the car on fire. He's like, I don't think there's anything after this.
I mean, what year did it happen in, Matthew?
I think it was like 2007.
No, I feel like it was 2004.
2007 Glasgow airport attack.
Oh, because I wasn't...
It's when the iPhone came out.
Ah.
Yeah, that's what... If I'd just waited another few months, we would have had footage of that.
Yeah.
We would have seen the whole thing.
Because I obviously I wasn't doing the Fringe that year, 2007, or if I was, it wasn't. I'd only just started comedy. I can guarantee that there was Smeaton the musical somewhere at the Fringe.
Oh yeah, Cunt in the Gang probably did it.
Or some fucking shitty improv troupe.
Yeah. And that took all the sting.
Not that
out of
all improv troops are shitty.
Oh, a lot of them are.
Most of them are.
A lot of them are.
Aye,
It's like improv for me is like I enjoy it as much as I enjoy like musical theatre, where I'm like the best shit is great.
Yeah,
but there's a lot of shite.
Yeah, improv is jazz.
Or plays.
It's jazz. It's just people being like, there's some stuff we know, and we're gonna cobble it to. And I hate jazz.
I've tried so hard with jazz.
Yeah, I left a date with a girl because it was like our second or third date, and she was like, "Things seem to be going well. I want to take you somewhere so you can see something that's like really fucking." Important to me, and she took me to the jazz bar.
Sake.
And I had a mate that worked in the jazz bar, and I'm like, even with free drinks, I cannot fucking sit through this shit.
Yeah, just people just making shit.
Making it up. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it doesn't require talent, because to be able to like, improv with musical instruments is an inherent fucking talent. But why the fuck would you do that with your talent?
Well, it's that thing of like people get so good at something that they have to try and alienate as many people with it as possible.
Yeah.
It's like the best guitarists in the world have no fans, or they end up joining the band of Robbie Williams. You know what I mean? Because you get so good at something that all you want to do is wank on it as much as possible. And it alienates everybody that just wants to go, yeah, it's not let me entertain you though, is it?
It's not. Do you reckon this fucking monkey movie will make Robbie finally big in America? Because that's why they did it. They made him a monkey because nobody knows
who he is.
Even though Robbie Williams has been in LA for 10 years, just being like, aliens are real, by the way. And I'm spending all of my money on that. And I actually like Robbie Williams. Like, I never hated him, right?
Yeah, I think he is quite tongue-in-cheek about his own career.
Oh, there was an interview I saw him do recently where he was just like, I can't sing, I can't dance, I can't write songs, and I'm famous. So anyone at home being like, I can't do anything, get out there and give it a go. And I was like, fair fucks to you, man. That's a good attitude to have.
He's some showman though. That's what are you talking about? He's just yes.
It bombed in America.
Huh?
It bombed.
Yeah, it really bombed in America.
It did like $1 million.
You know what's funny though is America is very different. I think that's one of the big differences between the American psyche and the one in the UK. Is TikTok? It's like Americans are like angry as if we're like forcing Robbie Williams on them. Like, who the fuck is this guy? He's not. I'm like, yeah, he's famous in a lot of other places, but that's fine. Like, just chill out. Like,
American is the country of like a country full of people, and this is the one. I get it sometimes in Scotland and England. I fucking hate it. Someone will come out to me and go, "Apparently, you're famous." I'm like, all right.
That doesn't matter. Then, does it?
I've never heard of you. Okay.
Yeah.
Neither is 99.9% of the world, bud.
Yeah. Like, that thing of like, and people think that's a very Scottish thing to be like famous. You're not. Nah, but Americans are like that. Like, and also, it's like you try and explain. You go, yeah, but like, even a guy over there like John Mayer. Like, not that many people know who John Mayer is in the UK. No. Like, not, but like, they're like, nah, what? Nah, no way. And you're like, yeah, people can be famous in different places.
Yeah.
That's just we didn't invent Robbie Williams to fuck with you. And also, we think the monkey thing's fucking weird as well. We're not sure why he's done the monkey film either.
Apparently, it's class.
Aye.
Yeah. It's really, really good.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's great.
I mean, I'm gonna watch it because I don't mind the biopic movies.
How do you, music wise, Robbie Williams? How do you feel about him?
I've got the worst taste in music in the world.
Because that's why I like to bring it up because, like, your taste in music is startlingly bad.
Yeah. And also, the last time I listened to music out of choice, like just like decided myself I'm going to listen to some music 6 months ago,
right?
Maybe.
What was it?
Can't remember.
You remind me. I've got my mate Ross, and he's very similar. And it's just like He listens to the stuff where you go, who's listening to this? And it's you and Ross.
Yeah.
Like, one of his favourite bands to this day is The Fray.
Oh, the Freya Clark.
Yes.
How to save a life. It's...
Yeah. But like, no one's favourite band is The Fray.
Oh, man. The Lumineers, Mumford and Sons.
They're all the same people.
Yeah, man.
Ex-ambassadors.
Give me a sad white man with a ukulele talking about a fucking relationship where he's being like, she was bad to me, but it's also almost very clearly.
You know what you like. You know what you listen to. It's car advert music.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
Whoa. The new Honda.
I remember once me and Stade were driving to a gig somewhere, and because I don't listen to music in the car.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
After half an hour, me and Stade were talking, right, for about half an hour, and he's like, "Are you a psychopath?" I was like, "I don't think so." But it's been suggested. He's like, "There's no music on in the background." I'm like, "What do you want to listen to?" He's like, "Fucking anything, man." I remember he's like, "Buddy, I can hear the voices in my head."
I used to love doing the long car journeys with Stade. I remember one time, none of us had spoken in about 45 minutes. We were just listening to whoever was on the radio. And then he just turned to me and went, "You know what's fucking bullshit, man? It's like this idea that comedy has to come from tragedy. It's like, I don't buy that shit at all." He's like, "I look at you, Connor. You probably had a pretty rough time in high school." Yeah, I didn't really love high school. He's like, "Yeah, man, you probably think I had a rough time in high school." I went, "Yeah, probably." He went, "Nope, I've been popular my whole fucking life."
We were talking about this the other day about Stade, which is like, there must have been a point, and maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like there was a point when his stage persona was as all of our stage personas are, it's a heightened version of ourselves. Stade and that character are now just one.
Completely inseparable. I did a short-lived podcast with him during COVID because he lived not that far from me and we were bored. So I'd pick him up. The studio we were using was in Dundee, so I'd pick him up once a week and drive him to Dundee. And we had it was like mate of a mate's podcast studio, but we still had to get there for the time because other people were using it. So I was outside his house beeping and beeping and beeping. I'm already 10 minutes late. I'm like, fuck, what's he doing? Like phoning him, no answer on his phone. So I get out I get out of the car and go up to his little back door, and it's patio, his old house. It's patio glass doors. And I look through the thing. He's sitting on his couch with a VR headset on, wearing the yellow karate suit from Cobra Kai, with the headband, joint going. And on the side table next to him is a magazine called Philosophy Monthly. It was knocking doors. Fuck, man, is that today?
I remember when Stade first got that VR, it blew his fucking mind. Because, Stade surprisingly grew up playing Dungeons and Dragons and shit. And there's a game on the fucking VR which is just like a dungeon crawler. Yeah. And, he was just obsessed with it. Could not get him out of that fucking reality. He was like, I never thought I'd live to see this thing become real, man.
All through COVID, I used to go around and he used to be in his back garden with the helmet on.
Yeah.
And
because he got all the grass in his garden removed and replaced with a square of AstroTurf, so he got a floodlight put in so he could play VR in his garden.
And every time I saw him, he went, because it was during lockdown, he'd be like, "Dude, I'm not enjoying this reality, so I'm gonna stay in this world until the real one isn't fucked up."
I remember I used to write jokes with Stade all the time because he was unbelievable to write jokes with.
He genuinely is one of the most underrated comics in the UK. The guy's so fucking funny. Stephen
Grant had a great point about him I think it was on Stuart Goldsmith's podcast, where he's like, there are very few natural comedians. And what a natural comedian is you could shake them out of bed, hand them microphone, push them on stage, and even if they had no material, they would still rip a room, and that is state.
Absolutely.
Right, none of us are fucking capable of it. So writing with him was amazing, but also very frustrating because he'd be like, "So Dana, what material you got?" And I'm like, "Right, so I want to do a bit about like the female noises that they make in tennis." So the setup is, you know, the noises that women make during tennis. He's like, "What about all the noises women make?" And I'm like, "Stop adding to the fucking setup." But he would just make you explore every avenue.
And he wants to add, he's good. It works for him. It doesn't always work for you, where he finds funny. Every line he wants to find funny in it. So he'll go like, well, like, so I was watching Wimbledon and there's these two female tennis players and he'll go, whoa, whoa, whoa. Why can't one of them be black? And you're like, one of them. And he's like, no, because it got to be something else there. He's like, she was black. Yeah. And he's like, throw in another descriptor. And he's so good at that. And you go like, that's fine for you.
Yeah.
I can't go on those. These two black tennis players.
Guess which two. They were female.
Yeah. Put it this way, they shared a womb.
I also remember, like, because Stade also, man, he loved writing with me, and I think it's because I would help him fucking condense stuff. But also, trying to get him to stay away from a dangerous, away from a dangerous topic, but just not tromp through that minefield with a blindfold and clogs on. He's like, Dano, I want to do a bit about trannies in the army. And I was like, okay, first of all, Tom, we can't call them trannies. He's like, no, it's okay, I'm on their side. I'm like, if you're on their side, you don't call them trannies.
I don't know how true this is, but someone told me he got like a bit of a telling off by a club because he kept saying faggot. and he went, his reply to the person who pulled him up was like, no, man, I can say it. I got a cousin who has it. He's the best.
I don't know if he ever did it on stage. I mean, he must have done because he's fucking fearless. But it's all about trannies in the army. He's like, I don't understand why American army is banning trannies. Right? That's who I want on the front line. Who do you want? A man cowering in a bunker, scared of all the gunfire. He's 17 years old. He's not even had a drink yet. Or a dude who ripped his dick off.
Do you want
That's a brave woman.
Do you want a guy who's worried that his dick might get blown off, or a guy that tore his off himself?
I remember just being like, oh, stick in your chest.
Yeah,
I think we could get through this if you just stop using the word trannies. What else am I meant to call them? Just their names.
Yeah.
I
remember once I opened for him at a gig and he was like, when you're done opening for me, man, I need you to do me a favor. Go back to the hotel. My buddy Ian's going to be there. Pick him up. He's going to come party with us after the show. I was like, yeah, no worries. I was so new to comedy. I had like a beat to shit like Corsa or something. And so I opened and then jumped in the car. He refused. He went over the plan with me like 3 times. He's going to be here, man. Just pick him up, bring him back. We'll party with it. Not once did he think to tell me in advance that the guy was the drummer for Kasabian. So I picked him up and I was like, the conversation started to unfold and I was like, so what do you do, man? He's like, I play the drums. I'm like, cool, like full time.
He's like, brilliant.
And I was like, that's information I need because I like Kasabian, but what if Kasabian had come on and I'd be like, oh, fucking skip this shit. I need to know that before I pick up the drummer. By the way, the guy's fucking sound, really cool guy. But he's just like, I love the way he's like, that's just a thing that he does. He hangs out with the drummer from Kasabian.
If nobody knows who Stade is, for the international listeners, go watch his set on Michael McIntyre's Comedy Roadshow because it's widely regarded that the meat and van routine
it's so good.
It's just one of the greatest routines ever done.
It's so good. And how did we get on to Stade there?
Oh,
I forgot what we were talking about. I feel like we went straight from John Smeaton to Tom Stade.
Yeah, just fucking psychos. Let's just go through a list of psychos.
Oh, your musical taste. That's what it was.
Yeah. So, because I got, so that was it, Robbie Williams. Robbie Williams playing Murrayfield. I said to my wife, should we go see Robbie Williams? We could go see Robbie Williams. And by the way, I've been to maybe 5 concerts in my life.
At the end of the story, I'd love to know what those are.
Oh, I can tell you. I'll go from like best and most respectable to the absolute worst, right? So I say concerts. Like I've seen Future Islands,
right?
Best of All, and fucking Glastonbury. I've seen, in fact, even then I've actually, I guess I can't count those as concerts, because I saw Snoop Dogg, Elton John, and Fatboy Slim all at the
Those are
festival.
great.
Yeah, real good.
Those are great picks.
Didn't go out the way to see them,
Yeah,
but like
yeah,
they were at the
just there.
festival, went along. The only concert I've ever like paid money and gone to see myself is Nickelback. And I went with my mum.
Went to Nickelback with you?
Oh, I was 15, which doesn't make it any fucking better.
Do you know what? I don't mind Nickelback. I think they get overly hated.
I tell you who I would pay through the fucking nose to see live. Creed.
Oh mate, I started like I've always been kind of aware of Creed, like before the Creed renaissance that we're having now. But I've always kind of done the voice, like to annoy my fiance. I've always just gone around there and be like,
Yeah.
I've always fucked about that.
Can you take me higher?
Have you seen the football halftime performance of that?
No.
We need to play the clip. It's phenomenal. It's the most Creed thing you'll ever see. There's a guy like on wires just flying around the stadium. But I started putting like Higher and One Last Breath and stuff on ironically and like singing it at my fiance.
Yeah.
And now I just like Creed. I've had it on so much. I'm like, they're fucking great.
I got into Creed because back when WWE was WWF and the Attitude Era in 1999, because so many kids were just breaking each other's backs, like the walls of Jericho on each other, like they had to do like a bunch of "Don't try this at home," like clips, and the background music for it was "My Sacrifice," and I was like, "This is fucking banging."
Yeah, do you know what do you know what Nickelback and Creed and all that are? They are the tribal tattoo of music.
Yes.
That is what they are. But there's sometimes that's fine.
Yeah. They're the tribal tattoo of music. They're only for white people.
Yeah, they're the Oakley wraparound sunglasses of the audio world. Right, it's just...
You know, I didn't know they were a Christian band until I was 23.
So is same with fucking the Killers.
Yeah,
as well. It's all Christian shit. Comfort me. That grungy era of music, no one was saying a fucking cohesive sentence. You listen to much Pearl Jam?
I couldn't name a single one of their songs.
It's literally just, but it's the same thing. See, it's all just like we love Tom Stade because Tom Stade's got this fucking, well, not only that he's good, but he's got this like really weird like voice that's so distinctive of him, and it does make his comedy infinitely better. Like there's a few comedians like that where it's like your voice is what makes it extra funny. I don't mind that in music. I don't know. I mean, obviously, my taste in music is so shit, I can't name any of the fucking references of people. I feel like fucking Bruce Springsteen. I know, he's a bit mumbly.
Yeah.
A wee bit. I love Paolo Nutini. I think he's great, but I will quite often do Paolo Nutini around the house as well. Because it's a lot of... Grandma, last question, just let me hold you. It's a lot of like, I got the sales of my so much more than I need about that.
I mean, that's spot on.
Yeah. There's a lot of just rolling your shoulders and going,
why are you not successful outside of Scotland, Paolo?
Because he looks like he should be playing the spoons. Good old fashioned knees up. But
I've seen Paolo Nutini live at fucking Hydro Connect Festival, which doesn't exist anymore, thankfully.
No, they're all gone.
Yeah.
All the people like bring back Tea in the Park.
Don't bring back Rock Ness. Rock Ness was good.
Aye.
That was the first place.
No Tea in the Park hate, but like Scotland we're on the up. Don't bring it back.
But I didn't mind Tea in the Park. I never went, but like it was guaranteed between 5 and 20 deaths every year from drug overdoses. Yeah. And I'm fine with that.
Yeah. But do you think how many how many unwanted children were made that weekend. It's way more than we lost. We gained more than we lost at a tea in the park.
So obviously, on the topic of just like fucking drugs overdoses, X has become fucking shit. Like Twitter's become a fucking cesspit. Like Facebook's like, we're no longer going to fucking fact check things, right? So now all of the fucking racists and bigots have gone to Instagram, and it's now just become bully. My algorithm it'll be like a really nice video of a couple saying something. I'm like, why is this my algorithm? And then I open the comments and it's just the meanest comments in the world. And because I read all of them and laugh my ass off, my algorithm is just online bullying, and I love it. It's the one that killed me so much the other day. There's a fair play to this guy, like losing his nose because he's just done so much fucking gear, right? Look at this guy, right?
I've seen him.
Right? I'll send you.
I've seen this guy as well.
Do you want to know what the number one comment was? So this guy lost his fucking nose to cocaine pretty much. He's talking very proudly about the fact that he's got 100 days off the fucking gear and everything. Number one comment. Have you ever questioned the fact that the drug's not for you because you're a massive lightweight?
The guy's cooked his nose off.
It's so funny. Because here's the thing, I genuinely think the reason that racism and homophobia and all of this hate is coming back is because people started policing the COD lobbies and the Halo lobbies. Like this was, when online gaming started, all it was verbal abuse. The second you got in there, it was just like the most horrific thing. I've said this on the podcast before. When I was 13 years old, if I was in a lobby with Americans, all I would do is say, I'm glad 9/11 happened. I was the funniest thing in the world. And they would just lose their minds. They would say shit. I had the N-word so many fucking times. And then that got policed. And then it filtered out to the rest of the world.
Because you know those rage rooms that like middle-aged white women will go in and push a vase over because their husband's cheating on them, right? I think there should be racist rooms, or even like smoking, non-smoking section. Sorry, would you like a racist section of the bar? Absolutely. Yeah. Which is just like in Scotland, it's just the pub.
Anywhere in Leith.
Because there needs to be a place for it. Do you know like how they did it in Germany, where they have like Needle Park? There's designated safe zones you can go and shoot up heroin, where you can get clean needles. There's medical supervision. That needs to happen, because everyone's got something in them. Everyone's got a bit of racism or hate or something. You can go into a rage room and it's just like instead of like, you know, they have the mannequins that you can hit with hammers and that, like just like a black one, a Chinese, whatever's happened to you that day.
Whatever it is that you've decided to take out. And it would obviously just be called a race room.
A fat one.
Like,
and black people as well. Black people can go in.
Mine would be
a mannequin with a hood on, pointy hood.
Mine would be a room filled with just fucking pensioners. I would love, I would love nothing more than to scream in every pensioner's face, why haven't you fucking died yet? Stop walking around Marks and Spencer's and going to the fucking cafe. This isn't a life. This isn't a fucking life. Every fucking lunchtime,
you're
going to get breaded fucking haddock with your 3 remaining friends in the Mark. Just fucking die, man.
And your Honda Jazz that has a dent on every panel. And for some reason that because you've lived that long, you get to park right outside of it. You're so old that your age is a disability now.
I never realised that. Is that... I guess... Because my number one complaint as a fucking parent is the fact that Edinburgh Council seems to think there's way more disabled people than people with children. There are like 5 kids parking spaces and 95,000 disabled. And I understand not every disability is visible, but every fucking kid is.
But if you're getting a parking space, it should be visible, I think. What, you need to park there because you got IBS? You need to be close to the toilet? Fucking grow up. Like, I want an old school. I want a limp. I want a chair. I want you to open the door and just pour out onto the concrete.
Also, if you're in a wheelchair, get to the fucking back of the car park. Would your legs hurt? What are you fucking talking about?
Yeah, some of us have got to worry about cramps. Oh fuck yeah! I didn't, and morally, I will never park in a disabled space. I'll absolutely park in a parent and child space.
I have on several occasions grogged, as in like I've grogged on the door handles of people who park in kids' parking spaces. And I'll check when I park in a kids' parking space, I will walk down all the cars and I'll check in there for baby seats and toddler seats. And if it's not there, your fucking handle's getting grogged on.
Daniel Sloss spotted checking cars for child seats.
Yep.
It's terrible PR.
Man, there was one time I was taking Kaelin into a fucking pet store just to amuse him for a bit, and this guy swung in front of us, and just this fucking 35-year-old guy got out, lit a cigarette, didn't get a kid out. And I went, so I didn't get Kaelin out of the car, right, I parked in, I went wait there 2 minutes, and just fucking hoiked the biggest lady right on the fucking handle. And I'm like, that's what you fucking get. I wish I'd been there when he'd come back and been like, no.
Bird shat on it or something. Nope.
Oh no, there was blood in it.
What's like the furthest moral thing like that you'll... Where does your thing end? So you won't park in a parent and child if you don't have a child with you. I won't like choose that space.
Yeah.
But
if there's 50 free,
if it's rammed and there's loads free, I will. I'll nip in.
Aye.
But like, you know that thing, that moral dilemma where they're like, oh, it tells you a lot about a person if they take the trolley back. I do always take the trolley
100%,
back.
Yeah.
Always, and not just if there's a pound in it.
No. Trolleys always go back. I'll check around. I'll have a look before using a disabled toilet.
Mate, I had that first recently. I was just in Glasgow and I was a bunch of press for the Glasgow Comedy Festival, and then I had like a STV.
I'm not shitting one. I wouldn't do that. But if it's a quick piss, I'm like, if I can't see a disabled person right now, I've got 30 seconds to piss.
No, I will only shit in a disabled toilet because you get a piss anywhere, but it's its own room.
Yeah.
Like how am I not supposed to shit in there? I hate how like that's one of the arguments about the trans stuff that annoys me most. Like same-sex bathrooms, unisex bathrooms. Like you realise this is good for all of us.
Yeah,
that's just going to be individual bathrooms. Like why, as a man, are you like, no, I want to shit with just a piece of fucking styrofoam between me and a stranger?
Yeah.
Like,
and in a room of the gender that exclusively have the worst shits in the world. And
I'm not proud of this. I was in a Weatherspoons. I had about 3 hours to kill before I had to go and do this like STV thing. So I didn't have enough time to leave Glasgow and come home. But I didn't want to sit in a cafe because 3 hours in a cafe, I feel, is a piss take.
Yeah.
Like a small, little independent... I'm not going to sit there for 3 hours with maybe 2 coffees, use the guy's electricity.
Yeah.
Spoons is kind of perfect for that. You can sit there...
And also, the guy who owns Spoons is a fucking cunt. So
exactly. I don't feel bad wasting his space, and it's quiet. So I sat and then just got the rumble because it's $1.29 for free refills of coffee. So I had about 5 coffees and immediately almost shat myself. So then I was like, right, I have to shit. And it was so quiet, the pub. Like there was 7 other people in this 400-seat Weatherspoons. I went round and I went, the disabled toilet's empty. I'm just going to go for it. And any shit you have to do in a Weatherspoons toilet is going to be one of the worst shits of your life. Otherwise, you would have held it till home. Like you never shit in a Weatherspoons and go, that was no bother, that was a ghost day or whatever. Yeah. It's always going to be a fucking explosive nightmare. You're going to have to you want compensation when you leave. And I opened the door and a fucking woman with like a disabled kid in a chair was waiting. And I knew what they were walking into.
So you did the voice.
Annoying. Thank you. It's the first time ever.
Not every disability is visible, but most of them are fucking audible.
Yeah. You'll be able to smell this one, though. Not every disability is visible. But this one's left streaks. That's the first time I think I've ever come into a disabled toilet and had somebody wait, and that awful thing that people kind of talk about.
Yeah.
And I just felt awful. I literally just got my stuff and left.
Here's one of my moral lines is I think, obviously I'm against fucking stealing, but if it takes me too long to get served, I'm walking out there with the stuff.
I fucking hate that. And my new one now that's prompted me to start doing a bit more shoplifting is Sainsbury's and Tesco and that. The self-checkouts.
Oh, 100%.
Not only are they making me do the self-checkout, but now there's a barrier that won't let you out unless you scan your receipt.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, do it, but also we don't trust you. So, listen, I know some people, there's a revolution and it's slow. But what all I'll say is 6 months, I haven't paid for a carrier bag. That's 30p at a time I'm calling back.
Yeah.
I just refuse. I'm like, fuck it, I hate that. Not like you've forced me into doing a job that I didn't ask for.
Oh, and also, like, you've taken you as a massive corporation are saving money by automating all of this.
Yeah.
You've not updated the system in 20 years, even though as long as I've been a comedian, people have been complaining about how bad self-service checkout machines are and the fact that the weight's all up. 100% you're allowed to shoplift from Sainsbury's, Tesco, Asda, anywhere that does it.
Same with that Amazon one where, like, no one works there and it just scans what you...
The weight.
No, it's like... Yeah, I think everyone's got a code on it. If you can find a way to steal from one of those Amazon shops, please do it.
Yeah, 100%.
There's no if you couldn't bother fucking putting a staff member there to stop me doing this.
Yeah, aye.
I'm gonna do it.
I'm showing my wealth here. Marks and Spencer self-service takeout. There's no wait. There's no wait.
Ooh.
They just trust you.
Oh, I've used them a bit as well.
Aye, you just go in. They're like, yeah, just put it all down there. There's no. Oh, that's not. That doesn't feel like the weight of a melon.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Because it's not. That's like M&S is too white collar.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'd expect to see a guy like committing fraud. Like all of this money they're losing is at the currency exchange.
Yeah, it's the
There's a guy
tax
running a white collar scam there. No one's nicking.
Yeah.
From M&S, which is funny to me. I always found that funny. I used to, in lockdown, I did a delivery job. I did a delivery for Iceland.
Great.
Right, fucking how the other half live. And the vans...
No, but I've got mad respect for people like you, and especially fucking Gareth Waugh. There were two types of fucking comedians during the thing. One half went, you know what? I was working class before this. I'm working class fucking now. My job's gone. I'm going to get another job. Gareth went to work in Sainsbury's stacking shelves. You went delivering. And then the other half were like, you can buy me a coffee online.
My God. Don't even get me fucking started on that. Of like, I lied on my last 3 years tax return, so I didn't get enough money from the government now.
Yeah,
and you're like, well, fucking go and get a job, you lazy cunt. Yeah. And also, I loved that.
Lauren Pattinson also did it.
That delivery job was great because the only people that were allowed to drive in the first phase of lockdown were key workers.
Yeah.
So it was like driving in the fucking 50s. No one was on the road.
You've got an open bottle.
Yeah. There's nobody on the roads. It was amazing. But it always baffled me. They're like, oh, the vans are getting robbed a lot, guys, so please just make sure. And I'll go, like, it's the same amount of jail time to rob an M&S van as an Iceland van. And that's why these poors will never get out of their situation. Because it's that small-mindedness of choosing to rob an Iceland van when you could just steal something better.
Yeah. Let's go and rob Lidl. You're like, man, Lidl is
dream
the
big,
of
man.
Of many a family.
You go to jail for as long stealing from Waitrose as you do fucking Lidl.
Aye, dream big.
It's a bit of class.
Yeah, but you reckon you get fucking bullied? Like if your friends come around and you got a fucking bunch of Waitrose bags there and you're working class, they're like, fucking alright.
Yeah. No, honestly, lads, I stole it. I'm not buying stuff from Waitrose. Better no be. I'll never. I don't understand the thing of like. I mean, I am lazy, but I still, rather than having no money, I'll always just go and work. Like I'll do something.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I would never go back to work. I would kill myself.
Oh, I couldn't go back now
because I'm so unqualified. I'm so unlikable. I couldn't be in a front-facing job.
Yeah.
I couldn't work in an office job. Like the like level of self-control that people who work in office jobs with like people above them and people above you who you know are no smarter than you.
Yeah.
They've just been there longer, or they're there because they're a fucking bloke. When you're able to just bite your fucking tongue, more power to you.
Yeah, because the thing that I don't have anymore, and I know you definitely don't have anymore, is the thing that you need to thrive in retail is you need to be able to pretend that these people's tiny insignificant problems are massive. And I've lost that ability. Like if someone came in and went, I ordered this and it was supposed to be delivered yesterday and it still hasn't arrived, I'd be like, well, fucking go and drown yourself in the bath. If it's that difficult, if it's affecting you that much, imagine what's going to happen when one of your kids dies or something.
Which is going to happen unless you get out of my fucking sight.
Like if you're crying in fucking Sainsbury's because your carrots were missing from your delivery, imagine what it's going to be like when you get cancer.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to handle this, all right? The world is a big, scary place and your stupid little fucking problems mean nothing to the rest of us. And I don't think that's what a manager wants to hear from their staff.
I also, like, I will, even if I've got the worst service in the world, I'll never take it out on the person that's responsible for it. I will steal from that shop. I will just be like, if there's a queue 15 people deep and I know there's 4 members of staff backstage and there's only one out here, I'm like, well, this is all free then.
I can tell you the last time I snapped at a staff member though.
Oh yeah.
And it never happens, but Schiphol Airport.
One of the worst.
Yeah, it is one of the worst. And also they're like, it's one of the busiest airports in the whole of Europe.
And we've designed it like a fucking moron.
And it's stupidly designed and there's nowhere to get a decent bite of food in the fucking place. So I'm changing flights and running to get on this flight back home from wherever. And I was so hungry and I had like 45 minutes and all there really was a McDonald's. So I ran up to the McDonald's, which is upstairs in Schiphol Airport, and the guy in front of me made an order for literally his entire family.
Yeah.
Like his whole family. There was like 14 of them. And then I just went, this was before the touch screens. It was still, you still had to go up and order. I went, I'm not going to time. I went, I just want what's ready. Yeah. And the guy looked at the little rack and went, I've got quarter pounder. I went, can I have a quarter pounder? And just give me a bottle of orange juice, please. And the guy went, yeah, no problem. And then he like put it in the till and my order came up on the screen and after the family. And I get that's where I was. I went, I'm really sorry, mate, but can I just grab that since it's ready? And he went, that's not really like how it works. Like, I just need to go in order of when it's ready. I went, that's fine, mate. But in this conversation, you've walked past both of the things that I'm trying to buy twice. Could you just move them from here to here? And the guy was like, oh, it's just not really. And then in the middle of me trying to have an argument, the guy with the fucking floor cleaner kept zigzagging. So I had to keep getting further away and be like, mate, and then eventually I was like, do you know what, you stupid Dutch cunt, just keep the burger.
That's a great way to just get someone out, is to just slowly corral them out.
That was about the last time, but to be fair, I was trying to catch a flight.
Yeah, I think a lot of the time, like, the people who are at the front of the business don't deserve the verbal abuse that they get. Like, if you're yelling at the fucking train conductor because a bunch of trains were late and you've missed your thing, you're yelling at the wrong guy. There does not exist a single member of staff at Terminal 5 Heathrow Security who does not deserve to have their fucking face screamed in. Like, just these people just so unaware every day that they work in an airport. Yeah. And that people have flights to catch. And not only, like, well, why didn't you arrive earlier? I'm on a fucking transfer, you piece of fucking shit. You're making me go through security again as if I bought a bomb on the fucking plane, which is your fault for selling, by the fucking way. Like, and then you get there and they're like, what's the rush? I'm like, oh, I don't know. Just the fact that all of this is timed to a fucking man. We're understaffed today. How could you possibly understaff a place when you know to a man how many people
you had to build this terminal because the other 4 were so busy. So why did you open this and go, fuck, it's busy.
Aye.
Well, we had no idea this would be busy.
It's the only place I would love to see a good old-fashioned somebody with a fucking whip. Right? Because the security in Terminal 5, they should not be allowed to talk to each other at any fucking point. And all they do is fucking sit there gabbing on, like your thing's going through, the whole belt isn't going through because the one guy here has seen the size of the queue and gone, I should take my break now.
Yeah.
And then he'll go away and someone will be like, is that unmanned?
Yeah.
I'm not qualified to
By the way,
press
that
this.
is also the one place I'm a huge advocate for racial segregation. And let me explain this.
No, that's the end of the podcast.
I think this is
That was
better
the wrong
for
thing to do there. That was-
this is better for every race.
Yeah.
There should be security lines by race, because I know that the black guy at security wants to fuck with me. He wants to be as slow as possible because I'm going to fuck with this little white boy because he's getting all agitated. I can tell he's like, Right, and I know he has no sympathy for me. I think there should be like a white queue, a black queue, a high risk queue.
The extra thorough queue,
But also, like, brown people, there should be a brown queue because then it's a brown person and you're not getting that like randomly selected bullshit that you guys have to deal with as well. I think that would make the airport
There was, speaking of like the black guys fucking with the white guys, I remember somewhere in an American airport, it was exactly the same. I was wanting to get to my flight. I was fucking running through it. I was clearly fucking sweating. I go through the scanner and the guy goes, lift on the bottom of your shoe. So I lifted my shoe like that and he goes, okay, lift at the bottom of the other shoe. And I went like that. He went, grab your ankle. And I grabbed my ankle and he went, just go for it. And it fucking killed me. I was like, all right, that's
good shit. Imagine you do that with a guy that has a bomb strapped to him.
That's where the trigger is, motherfucker.
Airport people, like people that work in the airport, they know, because again, like you fly way more than me, but I still fly way more than normal people, and like they know that for an average person, that's one of the most stressful days of your life, is the airport day, because everybody gets so fucking highly strung about it.
Yeah,
and it's different because if you miss a train, it's not 800 quid to get on the next train and stuff. So like people get really anxious about that, and I swear they fucking eat that shit up.
They do. They're bastards for it. I remember once in Auckland Airport, like it was an hour and a half to get through security, right? Because they were just so under fucking staffed. We get through and this horrible bitch of a woman, this horrible cunt, and she's a woman and she's a cunt. That is the word. I'm using the proper. Went through my son's entire toy trolley. Like it was me, my in-laws, my child and my wife, and she went through every single fucking toy. Like and at the end had the fucking gall to smile at me. Yeah. What was it like going on tour with Kai? Because I feel like I'm not stressing airports now because I'm stoned in an airport, so I can just fucking.
I mean, it's different for you because like you've got other people that their livelihoods depend on you getting to the place on time.
Yeah.
So like it's not even that you've missed the gig. It's that, oh fuck, these promoters are going to be angry, the venue, all that.
Fans.
They're so fun. And there's no refunds, by the way. Guys, why would I refund you? I missed a flight. This is costing me money.
Man, take it up with Terminal 5.
Of course. All of the fans, all of that. And so, like, I can understand why, like, it's a fucking stressful thing if you think you're going to miss a flight or something. Kai was quite, he's an easy person to travel with.
So I really want this to just be a podcast where we bitch about touring with Kai.
Right. Well, what are your touring gripes with Kai? Because you've done it way, way more than I have.
Kai will announce to the world that he's hungry, as opposed to solving that problem himself.
Yeah. Now that you say that, I guess. Yeah, he does like to
we're like, I can have some food. I'm like, all right, man, you've got a wallet. What are you doing? Why are we having this conversation?
Yeah. See, because you love to be alone in the airport, right?
100%.
Yeah. You don't want any small talk.
Nah.
Nah.
Not in a fuck. No, man, I'm stoned and I'm like, I don't want. And also, like, Kai's great at touring with, because when you want to fucking vent, Kai's like a dog, right? When you're just like, I fucking hate that person. He's like, I fucking hate that person too. Let's fuck it. That's what he's superb at. And but on the other side, when that happens to him, I'm like, why are you bringing your negative vibes over here, man?
Yeah.
I'm just chill.
Aye, this is a completely one-sided relationship. He's good. He booked us on the first night. He booked us a taxi in the wrong direction. Yeah. And
his sense of direction is.
But to be fair, mine's is also shit.
Oh yeah.
I get it from my mum. My mum, once we were on like holiday, and my mum went to this wee shop which is like was 100 yards up the road from where we were staying.
Yeah.
And my cousin found her on the beach, which was like
Jay Slater,
which was like
just fucking wandering,
which was like a mile past the opening for where we were staying. So she just kept walking, and they just happened. Thank fuck they were on the beach. They were on the holiday with us, and my mum like turned up to the beach with a spar bag, and they're like, "Where are you going, Gina?" And she was like, "I'm trying to get back to where we're staying." They're like, "It's fucking way up the road. You walked past it ages ago."
Yeah. Also, how did you walk here for 2 minutes and then walk in one direction for 20?
Which downhill? How did you think downhill was taking you longer? God bless her. She's amazing. I remember one time when I was younger as well. She drove to work and then came in at night, and it was like a 10-minute drive. And then she came in and she went, "Oh, it's horrible. Chucking it down tonight." My dad went, "Where's the car?" And she went, "What are you talking about?" And she went, "I walked home from work." She drove to work and then just left work and walked home. God, well, I love her, but she's fucking, she's wired to the moon. But I get it from her. Like, I'm not as bad as her, but my mum could spend 4 hours in a multi-story car park.
Yeah.
Oh, easy.
Yeah.
Easy. And she'd freak the fuck out. She'd be like, "The car's been stolen."
You're like, you're on the wrong.
Yeah.
I'm good at remember. Kai is good at he knows his memory problems now. Like, he's not above taking a picture of where he's parked the car, giving himself
I've done a few of them. Like,
and I'm like, good man. You I complained about a problem so much that you went, "I'm going to fix this myself."
Yeah. I done a horrible corporate gig once at the Oran Moor in Glasgow.
Yeah.
It was like a black tie thing. Anytime I made this stupid joke once, and anytime I say black tie event, I always think of Tiger Woods. He's the only black tie person I can think of.
Yeah.
So I made myself laugh there. But it was like this black, and I kind of died, but I just scraped through it. And I forgot, if you know where the Oran Moor is in Glasgow, but it's like a labyrinth of streets around there, and they all look the same. It's like a grid system, and I couldn't for the life of me remember where I parked my car. So it was pissing down as well. I had to just walk around a bit of Glasgow for 45 minutes in a tux.
Yeah.
And then the gig ended. All the people were leaving, and I walked past a big group of them, and they were like, "It's been an hour since I was on stage," and I'm just walking past them in the street, and they're like, "Oh, you're the comedian?" Aye, like, why the fuck are you just roaming the streets around the venue, you fucking psycho? Are you waiting to rape me?
How many, because I listened to the podcast you guys did on tour, I know the one where he lost his fucking glasses because they were in his trouser pocket.
Yeah.
How many things did he lose? No, sorry, let me rephrase this. Yeah. How many things did he tell you he lost before he spent 2 minutes looking for them?
Yeah, he does do that a bit, to be fair. He's a lot of...
he does it to wind me up now, and I'm very worried. He
pats himself a lot.
Yeah. No. He makes sure that he pats himself in your periphery. If you're reading a fucking book and he realizes he's lost his wallet over there, he'll walk right there and go, and just so he doesn't have to ask, he'll be like, "Oh, And I'm just like, I'm not buying, motherfucker. He's like, do you fancy? Dad, I'd love to get you a drink, but I'm all right for a drink, man.
He's moving cushions and that.
Looking under me as if I'm not.
And to be fair, he had all the podcast stuff with him as well in a separate suitcase.
Look, I'm not here to compliment Guy and talk about how good he is taking all the stuff around and how good he is at fucking setting up the venues.
What I'm trying to think of how I can badmouth him. It was weird. Like, it was fine.
Just make up stuff. It's just he cheats.
I
thought
that was kind of open. He told me that he was in an open relationship.
We're in an open relationship, but don't you fucking tell that to her.
One thing I will say about Kai, and I say this with love, is he will not try slightly to soften his Geordie accent when he's talking to staff in a place.
100%.
He'll say it the same way 7 times, and then look at you as if to go, "Why are they not getting this? Why is this Czech person not understanding?"
Sometimes it's his word choice, because he's getting better now. The fact that he's like, right, I understand I've got this thick accent. He slows it down on stage so that the audience understand. And then there's sometimes he's talking to friends or to people we're with, and I'm like, why on earth did you choose to use the word elocution? Like, just say, enunciate. Just say, speak properly.
There's a wee bit of that. Did he tell you the story about when we went from Tallinn to Tartu in Estonia? And we arrived, we got a lift there by the promoter, and we arrived, and there was this weird Mexican standoff where this just twat coming down the street just stopped his car, and he was waiting to turn into a car park or something, but he had there's parked cars on our side, he had space to pull in, but rather than pull in and just let us through, he forced us to like reverse all the way down the street, and then he came through. So we kind of everyone in the car was like, we're fucking bellends calling this guy every name under the sun. And then we go into the hotel, that guy is checking in front of us. And we can't get to the check-in desk because he has like 4 suitcases and they're all spread out. So he's in our fucking way again. And then we check in, the promoter makes sure that our details are correct, he leaves. And then me and Kai get up and we're both staying on the 3rd floor. And the door's open on the 3rd floor, and the guy is standing basically with his nose against the door, waiting to come on. He's standing right there, and Guy just goes, "Is this what you do? Is this just what you fucking do? You just get in the fucking way of people?" The guy was like, "What?" I had no idea we were the same people from the car, the same people who were behind them in the queue. The door's open to an elevator, and Johnny just went, "Is this just what you fucking do? Is it?"
That is one of the things I love so much about Kai, is just like the bits where I would never confront someone. He's like, Guy's like, Guy constantly lives in where he's like, I reckon I could beat up 75% of people, and that's always worth a toss of the dice for me. Like, he will, if somebody's annoying him to the point, and he's giving them and to be fair, he's patient, and he does his meditation, and he takes his breath, but when he fucking snaps, I'm like, this is going to be class later. And I'm like, he's like the big dog, and I'm like the tiny little dog yapping behind him, like, but if he were to leave, I'd be like,
I've seen him close a couple of times. One time in Australia, he almost fucking kicked off at a like traffic warden guy. But and a couple of times he wasn't. None got too heated in Europe, but I've seen him go, and I'll be like, hi. Kai, it's not worth going to Czech prison.
I don't know if it's like a journey thing. Our mate Sop it, and Sop, I know you're listening, and I know you won't mind me telling this fucking story.
I've heard a lot about Sop it.
I love Sop it so fucking much. I think we were in either, I don't know if it was Vegas or it was Benidorm, but it was a stag do, and like we were all in the fucking lift going up. And like this other guy crammed his way in instead of waiting for the lift, and Soppa just went, "What the fuck are you doing?" and physically grabbed the guy by the shoulder, walked him out, and went, "Stay there until the next one," and walked back in. I'm like, oh man, that's the dream. I love the dream is being that hard.
I love when people don't have that like filter, because comedians, we all like to go like, totally unfiltered. I think I say it. We're probably some of the, well, we say like wild shit on stage, but it's very considered. We've like, you do have to go through a process of making sure it works in clubs, and like, you're not going to go up and do like the Kramer. Like, I was going to see if this, it might land. It's a black room, it might land. We do say wild shit, but then you meet these people in real life who like say unbelievable stuff that would get you cancelled in comedy in seconds, but not even that. They've just got that social thing where they just don't care if people are annoyed at them. And I've got a cousin like that, and he's so naturally funny. He's made me fucking piss myself laughing. I remember once we were at like a function, like a family do, and the buffet opened, and everybody went up to get some buffet food. And there was an older woman with giant sunglasses in front of him, and she was just taking fucking forever. And he just, in front of like 40 people in the queue, he just went, fuck me, can't even get a sausage roll for fucking Anastasia here. Didn't care. Like, he said it like over her.
Great.
I was like, I just wish I had that in me sometimes. Like, the way Ricky Gervais seems to imagine himself in everything he writes.
Oh, you got anything to plug?
I'm going on tour all over the UK. I start like in 10 days. I'm going everywhere. The Scottish dates are the big ones. King's Theatre, Glasgow, doing 2 of them. I see them in Edinburgh, but I go to my website, connor-burns.com, and then after that I'm doing my Aussie tour in April as well.
Oh yeah, I'll see you there.
Yeah,
I'll see you in Sydney.
Class.
Sweet man, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me. Great laugh.